For their state convention now. So Ralph, you come and introduce your team. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Bill. I wish I could take credit for the books, but the books weren't written by me. How many of you have used Survival Kit for New Christians? Okay. And my father wrote that, and he's written about 40 other books. He's 89, and he is still traveling, going to the Ukraine. Just came back from Brazil, and so I want to have his strength when I'm 89. Amen. And it's an honor for us to be with you today. You have one of the stronger associations, and you have a great director of missions. And can we give a hand to Bill and his wife and Francis over here? And can we also thank Pastor Pope and his team, his wife, and others who are here who have gotten ready for today. Can we just give them a hand for opening up today? Thank you so much. You know, I remember last year sitting down with one of our leading African American pastors in Los Angeles, and he sat down and he said, you know, I remember when once a month our association would do training events at different churches. He said, we haven't done that. And he said, we need to have training events for our churches, and they need to be regular. And what we're doing today is something that some of you remember we did all the time. And we want you to know that we're thrilled to be a part of this with you. How many of you have met or heard our new executive director, Bill Agee, who is our new executive director? I want you to know he is a breath of fresh air. He is a wonderful person. Had open heart surgery a month ago, a little over a month ago, and 17 days after his surgery, he was back in the office, and he was ready to go. And we have a wonderful team here at the California Southern Baptist Convention. We have 4 teams at the California Southern Baptist Convention: evangelism, church starting, then one that is ready to be filled. Tom Ballou, some of you knew him, who passed last year. We're getting ready to announce a new person for his position for the small church. And then the final one is church revitalization. And I'm the team leader for that group, and I have the honor of serving some of the greatest people at the California Southern Baptist Convention. Mike McGuffey is not here with us today. He's in Ukiah this morning. It was Eureka yesterday, Ukiah today, and he's usually here presenting, but he's not. Many of you know Mike McGuffey. And then I'm so excited to have friendships and serving with Roger Bird. Roger, you've been with us how many? 17 years, and he's done a great job. We are so blessed to have him in our convention. And then of course there's Daryl Watts. How many of you know Daryl? If you have ever been a youth or a part of youth ministry in this state, you know Daryl Watts. But I want you to know these men are brilliant men when it comes to church revitalization. 85% of our churches are either in plateau, most of them in decline. And what you're getting ready to see today is something that actually was born out of the heart of a pastor and a director of missions who wanted to see churches planted and grow. And this is not, listen, you may not know this because I look so young, but I'm turning 65 in just a month. So I've been around Southern Baptist life for a long time. I've seen every program come down the pike, and it's kind of like, okay, what new flavor do we have this year? This is not a new flavor. This is not a new flavor. And what this requires is a lot of work. But I'm telling you, the principles that you're going to learn today are really going to be able to help your church. And let me tell you something. Last night, we just moved from Burbank to Clovis. Big move from Burbank, California to Clovis. And but I can't wait. We just moved in last night, so I'm exhausted, but I'm excited. And as I was coming over the Grapevine, how many of you know the Grapevine? And as I was driving over the Grapevine, and as beautiful it was, I said, God, I'm going to be meeting with these folks tomorrow. What do you want me to say to them? And here's what I heard the Lord say. I'm looking for one church. I want one church. I want one pastor who comes and says, I don't want my church to be the same. I'm tired of my church being the same. I'm tired of seeing people leave my church. I'm tired of the church not growing. I'm tired of not seeing new young people and young families come in. I'm tired of it, and I'm willing to do, listen to me what I say, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, God, I'm here to do your will. So I want you to know my prayer today is for one church. I don't know who you are, but you came here desperate, and you said, I do not want to go back and do the same thing I have done. Because that's what insanity is, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Now, your first presenter is going to be Daryl Watts. And Daryl, let me tell you something, is sharp. You know, he may be funny and everything, but listen, he knows what he's talking about. And then afterwards, Roger's going to come and he's going to present the heart of Count the Cost. How many of you brought your numbers that we asked you to bring today? Can I see your hands if you brought them? Today, we're going to be able to do that Count the Cost for you today. You'll be able to walk away with it if we have all of your information. Roger's going to do that. Then we're going to have, what time are we breaking for lunch today? 12 noon. And then we're going to come back. We're going to do I'm going to do a piece on counting the cost, how the mighty fall. Have you ever seen churches or pastors and they just crash, they burn, and you go, why? We're going to look at that. And Daryl is going to come back and he is going to do a session on how to help your church grow in evangelism and in leadership development. We're going to present some things that. So Daryl and I will be doing that. We're going to try to end a little bit early so that we can actually do a Count the Cost with your church, print it out, give it to you, and make sure our Director of Missions has it. And by the way, we work with the Director of Missions. We serve your Director of Missions, and then we serve you. So we're here to serve you today, all day. We're yours, okay? So are you ready? Okay, now that's kind of weak. I'm just going to be honest with you. So let's try that one more time. Are we ready? Yes. Okay.